With YouTube demonetizing independent media, please consider becoming a patron today for just $1 per month. Link below. Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is the Mundane Matt channel, and yeah. Anyway, before we get too distracted, let's talk about the story at hand, which is super crazy. So this is an Instagram model who is currently being sued for essentially getting that dog aroused, and then the dog tried to hump her, and then the owner of the dog, you know what, I don't quite know how else to start. Let's just jump into it here. So an Instagram model is claiming a dog owner urged his dog to have sex with her and then sued her for sexually arousing the dog. Because why not? Right? I mean, it's 2018. How crazier can shit get when it comes to Insta? Now, I'm still working out how to title this video in my head because that's a lot of stuff there. And it says here that an Instagram model who is being sued for allegedly sexually arousing a dog during a photo shoot says she is the true victim in the case. Diana Morina, Moria, was shooting poolside when Hef the dog came to her and started getting frisky. Maria is being sued by Tony Tatuni, who owns the Russian Royal Terrier, and claimed she sexually aroused his pooch by playing with the dog's genitals. That's a hell of an accusation. That's a hell of a thing. Anyway, according to the lawsuit Tatuni filed, Hef stands about 5 feet high when on his hind legs, while Moria is around 5'6". Tatuni states that she began sensually playing with Hef, arousing Hef by playing with his genitals and masturbating him. But the model insists that it was Hef's owner who was sexually harassing her by encouraging his dog to mount her. At one point, the dog could be seen thrusting and even appeared to place his front legs on her buttocks. And I mean, I think we've all been around dogs that have wanted to hump a leg or something. And if they are being kind of egged on, then obviously, you don't want that to be a thing. But anyway, it's weird. Just when you thought you've seen it all, you get a hot Insta model being sued for arousing a dog and trying to have sex with it. We got ourselves a classic he said, she said, as the Instagram model claims the dog owner was urging the dog to have sex with her on camera, but we've got some video of the incident. So this is basically TMZ here, showing us this whole thing. So, I mean, I can't tell if she's pulling the dog up or she's trying to hang out with him. I don't see her playing with the dog's genitals, but he's definitely trying to grab her, and he is, clearly interested in what she's offering, as I can understand. But you don't really see the dog, her playing with the dog's genitals or anything else like that. You don't see anything like that. So I don't know if that's going to be as big of a deal as they want it to. But according to the model here, this is her statement. She says, a few weeks ago, I was asked to model for a shoot at a house by a professional photographer. By the time I got there, Tony insisted on taking my photos instead. His skills consisted of him taking photos of me with his phone, specifically of my boobs and butt. During this entire amateur shoot with Tony, I was very uncomfortable because Tony was harassing me verbally and sexually. He forcibly grabbed me inappropriately and tried to get me into his room several times as I walked around, and he continued to do so even after I repeatedly told him to stop. He provoked his dog to hump me and told me to allow it. The video has Tony's voice telling me to allow his dog to take these actions and says, just let him do it, fuck her. I almost had it, go back, and just stand there and let him sniff your butt. I felt vulnerable in the situation and tried to get myself out of this environment as best I could because I genuinely feared for my own safety and well-being. Before I attempted to leave, I asked for the photos taken of me. He refused to send me the photos or videos and didn't provide any reason as to why. I ultimately was able to get the video clips of myself, but after I had to act calm, even though I wanted to escape the situation. In fear of Tony showing these humiliating videos to his friends and the public in general, I posted the video of myself and the dog as a comedy video on my own Instagram page to try and redeem myself because the video of me is completely mortifying. Tony then later posted the same video of me on his Instagram page, but the difference in the two videos is that he will never post the original videos because he is the one recording me with his voice in the background. Tony has forced my hand by further publicly defaming my reputation on TMZ. I want the entertainment industry and the public in general to be aware of people like Tony who want to use you in every way they can, including but not limited to sexual and inappropriate acts. So that's a mouthful right there. So she goes to this thing, this guy, this professional photographer, or this professional shoot. The dudes whose house it is decides to take the photos himself, uses his smartphone, brings out the dog. From the video posted, she's not playing with the dog's genitals. She's not red rocketing the dog. The dog is clearly aroused, and the dog is jumping up on her, and she's kind of like holding it up and pushing it, a little bit, keeping it at arm's length a little bit. And as a result of that, this is, she's trying to play it up as a comedy bit on Instagram, and then he releases his own version of it, and it becomes a he said, she said situation. But the lawsuit is something I'm curious to know more about, because here's what Tony came back with. Now, Tatuni's attorneys told TMZ in a statement, no matter what took place in the photo shoot between Miss Moria and Hef, and no matter who instigated what exactly, the main takeaway is that upon leaving the shoot, Miss Moria was explicitly told not to post any videos of Hef, as it reflects poorly on my client, who is a public figure. What? So this dog's trying to hump her. She's trying to keep it at arm's length, and then there's video of it being recorded. She gets the videos, and the guy's like, "No, don't post this. It'll make me look in a bad light." So yeah, I love this response here. So you accuse a woman of jerking off your dog and arousing it, but when she posts the video proving her innocence, then she's in the wrong. Seems pretty unfair to me. How about you don't tell your dog to fuck your clients? That should be rule number one when having gorgeous women take pics with your poodle. Unless she has the absolute worst lawyer in court, she's going to come away innocent and likely with a hefty defamation suit. And then, of course, it links to one of her other Instagram photos there, so you can just take all that in. But that being said, yeah, this is one of my biggest. One of the biggest things I truly hate about Hollywood, about the entertainment industry. And I love the business of it, but the people can be absolute, like, just terrible people, because this guy is threatening to sue her, accusing her for sexually arousing a dog and then jerking the dog off. She posts a video to defend herself, showing that didn't happen. And the guy then is like claiming that he's the victim. I just have to stop and laugh at that. It's like, oh, this guy's a public figure. Well, don't post, don't encourage your dog to like hump a girl in a bikini, unless you're trying to live vicariously through your dog, which, hey man, listen, I've met weirdos in Hollywood. All right. But bestiality is not anything anyone really wants to get involved with. I'm sorry. So this is one of those stories I am going to follow closely, and the reason being is because this is one of the weirder stories I've come across in a long time, and it's wild, and it's totally what the hell. And I want to know what's going to happen if they go to court, and if she ends up walking away victorious, and if she does go after him for defamation. Because in terms of defamation, if this guy is like literally going around saying she was trying to fuck my dog, that can impact her negatively, especially if her career is about being an Instagram model. And that's where she's making her money right now. That can have an impact on her, especially if this guy, who does appear to be quite loaded in Hollywood, could find a way to ruin her particular career. And unfortunately, this kind of behavior is very prevalent in Hollywood. People taking advantage of other people. This almost feels like a Me Too moment for her in regards to the dog. But it does go to show you that in some of these cases, you want to have more people. You want to have more people around for witnesses and whatnot, just to make sure that you are in fact protected. And that's kind of what I feel like is the biggest takeaway from this story, is like, if you're a model and you're going to go to these kind of shoots and whatnot with people that you don't really know and it gets weird, you're going to want to have somebody there. You're going to want to be like, oh, this is my assistant, this is Becky, right? And it should just be your friend coming to hang out to make sure nothing bad happens, or there's a second pair of eyes or someone to record something, provided something gets a little wild or out of hand. And when it comes to people that are on the up and up, or on the uprise from, let's say, social media space, of which there is no like union for social media influencers. Yeah, they might join an agency or something. They might get representation, but many of them don't join unions. So they're not protected in that particular regard. These are people with no social safety net. They're just, every day they're doing their job. They're trying to get it all done by the grit of their teeth, sort of thing. And they get themselves taken advantage of. And when I lived in LA, there were people out there that took advantage of me. It took advantage of my time. And so I was never sexually harassed or whatever, but I understand what she's talking about. So I do hope she ends up getting her day in court, and I hope she gets her name cleared and gets this whole thing to go away, because it's really messed up that it even happened. Anyway, what do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comments below. My name is, of course, Matt Jarbo. This is the Mundane Matt channel. If you haven't already, please thumbs up the video, subscribe, check back often for more content from me. In fact, if you want to see more content, and I hope you do, you can do so right now. Hey, thank you very much for watching the video. Be sure to hit that subscribe, click on that bell, and follow me on social media. It's the best way to stay up to date on all things Mundane Matt, as well as check out 3 Buck Theater and the Russell podcast, streaming Sunday through Thursday, 9:30 p.m. on russell.net. Thanks very much and have a great day.